Perfect. Welcome back. As usual, another Keaton and Taylor episode. Today we got Aubrey Heath out of Georgia Southern. Aubrey, just kind of introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so what's up? My name's Aubrey Heath. I'm an 18-year-old kid from Savannah, Georgia, and the family's here, so you might hear some stuff in the back. But
You're all good.
yeah, I'm from Savannah, Georgia. I grew up in Savannah. I went to South Effingham High School.
Okay.
Um, I got recruited out of South Effingham, and I decided to commit to Georgia Southern to play football.
All righty.
That's awesome.
Yep. That's cool. All right, Keaton, you gonna start? Or you want me to start?
Yeah, so just tell us a little bit about your football journey, honestly.
All right, so growing up, I'd say probably around 9 years old. I picked up the football for the first time. Dad was an Oregon Duck, so I had to
Okay.
try to follow in his
Nice.
footsteps, and so I picked up a football, fell in love with it instantly. I played a bunch of other sports throughout elementary school, middle school, high school. Really found my true connection with football, and I throughout high school, I it's all I thought about, all I did. No extracurriculars except for football. You know what I mean? And so every day I just looked forward to practice, and I had a great relationship with my head coach. I feel like I played the best I ever have in my entire life. Probably my junior senior year, and once that started kicking off a little bit is when I started to actually even think about college because I see a bunch of guys think about offers, think about all this, and I'm just
Yep.
sitting back trying to play the sport. And
Just have fun with it.
yeah, exactly. And I finally came along right around that senior year.
Man, that's
All
awesome.
right.
So just curious, with your dad being an Oregon Duck, does that put pressure on you to live up to him or?
Absolutely, I tell you
Yeah.
what, it's just thinking about a program like Oregon and thinking about
hmm
what
Yep.
he did, and being able to have that shadow always there,
hmm
stuff
Yep.
like that. And so I was always very nervous, you know what I mean? Just going into games
Yeah.
and scouts
Yep.
having people that knew my dad just having their watch me. They're like, I wonder if this guy's like his dad. And
Yeah.
so
Yep.
always,
I
always
got you.
stick in my mind.
Yeah, I would think that would put a lot of pressure on you.
Absolutely.
So, what made you pick Georgia Southern? Was it just like offer wise, or was it just in general,
So
with all the offers?
so with my dad and growing up, I we so Georgia Southern was about 30 minutes from my house, and
Okay.
so we would always, if we had a free Saturday, we were always up there, watching the Eagles play.
Mm.
And I remember before all the new renditions to the facilities and stuff like that,
Yep.
I remember an old grass field, and so being able to go there with my dad and just kind of grow up with the field in that sense, it kind of made like a home feeling for it. And so when I did go visit with our offensive coordinator Ryan Applin, it was just instantly right away. As soon as I shook his hand, I knew I was like, "This is the place I want to go."
Oh, that's a good
Man, that's
impression
awesome.
right there.
Yeah. All right. So
Uh,
what can you bring to Georgia Southern as a player? Like what makes you different than the other players?
I'd say I find it very cliche when other student athletes answer questions like this because they're always, in my opinion, I feel like there's always a little bit of
Cockiness?
falseness in there.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I get it.
I truly believe that I can bring, just an all around togetherness, if that makes sense. Like
Okay.
I've
mhm.
always I've always been the guy that's, I might not be the best on the field. I might not be the tallest. I might not be the strongest. But if I'm around a bunch of guys, I've always learned that it just it helps it come together kind of, if that makes
Yep.
sense. And so
Yeah.
Yeah,
just
totally
just
understand.
the teamwork aspect of that and being able to have a bunch of teammates that I've met and became friends with and we hang out a bunch, it kind of creates that family atmosphere again. And so when I'm
Yep.
there, I feel like we all kind of come together a little bit more.
Man, that was a great
Gotcha.
answer. There was not a single bit of
Yeah.
cockiness right there. That was good.
Thank you.
So far you're a freshman, so you've been there what, 1 or 2 semesters.
I've been there one semester going into my second.
So so what is your favorite part uh with this first semester, both as a student and then as an athlete? Like,
I'd say
is there a favorite part?
as a student, I definitely feel like I, I feel like the I've always find it kind of weird too, but I've always watched movies growing up and seeing like that college scene, and they're in
Yeah,
a big auditorium thing, and they're
Hmm.
like learning from somebody. They have no idea who they are. They have no idea who you are. And I think
yeah,
that's my favorite part, weirdly, is just going into somewhere where you don't know half the people in your class. You don't really know your professor, and just being able to have that, kind of college vibe to it is
yeah.
kind of crazy because, it makes it fun. And I say as an athlete side, I love that food, man.
Yeah.
That food they
Yeah,
give.
I've heard Georgia Southern's upgraded just a little bit.
Oh yeah.
All right. So how's
All right.
college life like outside of football for you? How is it different and all
Oh,
that kind of stuff?
it's definitely a major upgrade from high school.
Yeah.
Because freedom
Yeah.
to living with yourself. Let me close this door real quick.
It's all good,
No,
man.
you're all good. You're all
Sorry
good.
for walking in here. All right, so I'd say it's definitely a bigger upgrade coming from high school because you're definitely labeled more as an adult, even though you were 18 as senior.
Yep.
Hmm.
You're living by yourself. You're making your own decisions.
Yeah.
Whatever you do, you have your own consequences. And so I think, being able to be by myself and outside of
Yep.
football, just learning to become a man, learning to become an adult. I'd say
Yep.
that's probably my favorite part is because I finally get to do what I need to do. And you don't have to worry about other people. You don't have to worry about other things that you have to do is because at that point it's on you. So that's probably my favorite part of being by myself.
Hey, I
Gotcha.
get that. That's exactly how I feel too, man.
So let's see, where do I want to go? All right. So being on the team, who's your favorite teammate, or who's kind of the guy in the locker room that like keeps everyone going
I'd tell
on
you
like game days?
100% without a doubt, Ty's wrong. I'd say off the field and on the field. He was one of the first people I met coming to Southern. And instantly, right away, I was like, "Yep, I like this guy." And so
I
we
gotcha.
became we became pretty good friends. And he's always when it's game time, he's locked in. There's no doubt about it. There's no playing and nothing
Gotcha.
like that. But when it's not game time, funnest guy you'll be around.
All right.
All right. So what NFL player do you look up to and model yourself after? Is it your dad?
I don't know if
Oh,
I'd say
that's a
my
nope.
dad. He's gonna hit me. I'd probably say truly, I really like Kyle Pitts.
Oh, really?
Okay.
I really feel like because I'm a don't tell Coach Helton this. I was always been and probably always will be a big Florida Gator fan. And
Okay.
so
Okay.
when Pitts was at Florida, that was generational talent. And
Yeah.
just seeing him do what he does at a young age in the NFL, I think it
Yep.
just I think if I were to just take all attributes from a single person in the NFL, I'm taking Kyle Pitts every day of the week.
Yeah, I
I
get that.
gotcha.
No, you
Keaton,
were
you're
doing
probably
great with
really
the
happy.
interview up until you mentioned Florida. I'm a Georgia fan, so
Oh no!
I know. But you know what?
Oh
Just in
no!
the no. Just in the interview, I'm done.
Uh, hey, that's where I'm looking to get my master's anyway, so I'm good with it.
That's what I'm talking about, man.
No, no,
What do you mean no?
no. Go dogs, go dogs. Get back on the interview.
Uh,
Uh,
I, I. So, what NFL player do you try and like model yourself after, or who do you look up to?
Uh,
um, I'd probably go
Kyle
right back to
Pitts.
Kyle Pitts. Yeah,
Yeah.
Kyle Pitts.
yeah, and right back to Kyle Pitts. Even off the field, listening. I'm not really big into off field, analytics and stuff like that, especially like
Gotcha.
Mhm.
stuff like that. But when it comes to Kyle Pitts and the videos I do see, Twitter, Instagram, stuff like
Yeah.
that, Kyle Pitts is probably one of the most genuine people, like from a
Yeah.
viewer's perspective. And I think
Mhm.
off the field, I would even not even wearing pads. I think Kyle
Yeah.
Pitts is a good role model.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good one. So just curious, because Kyle Pitts is your role model, are you an Atlanta Falcon fan now?
I'm not. Nope.
Okay, smart man.
Jaguars fan. Even worse.
Then what's your
Yeah.
team then?
Jaguars.
Oh,
Oh, the
dude.
Jaguars.
Yep.
Hey, they didn't do
Ouch.
too bad this year.
Hey,
They
not
didn't do too bad.
They 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 didn't do too
for
good.
the Jaguars. Not too bad.
Uh, hey, my
So how do you
Rams are
recharge
doing good.
yourself?
What'd you say?
How do you
I
recharge
said,
yourself? Like, what do you do for fun?
uh,
How do I recharge myself?
Yes.
Okay, I'd say it I don't know if you guys know or not, but I was on American Idol, and
yeah, I actually
Hmm.
have that question in here for the end, but we can go ahead and
Yeah,
hit
you
it.
got ahead of us, but that's okay.
You're all
so
good.
but I was on American Idol. I picked up the guitar about a year and a half ago, maybe, and it. Everybody's getting into trouble. Jeez Louise. There's a birthday party over here, so I'm just trying
Oh, okay.
I
to.
Okay.
got you. That makes
Makes
a
sense
ton of
now.
sense.
Wait, I guess we can just wait on these guys to stop crying.
All right. It
Jeez.
doesn't matter. I'll edit all this out anyway.
We might be good now, maybe. Not too much, but we'll try it.
Yeah,
All
it's all
right.
Um,
good.
so
Yeah, it's all good.
I'd say just the things that keep me recharged is I picked up the guitar about a half a year ago, and I was going through a pretty rough time mentally, just trying
Hmm.
to juggle football, school, life, family, stuff like that. I
Yep.
mean, everybody does it. I just guess I got hit pretty hard with it, and I wasn't prepared personally. And so I picked up the guitar to kind of like it was kind of my therapy, as I like to say.
Hmm.
And when I never sang before, never played the guitar, and I picked it up one day, and that's all I wanted to kind of do is every free time I got, I would just try to get in there and just try to get a couple strums in here and there.
Yeah.
I started trying to learn how to sing with it, and that ended up that by the grace of God happening. And it was one of the American Idol producers that picked it up, and they give me a call one day. Don't know how they got my number. Don't even want to ask. But that's definitely how I get recharged. Is every time I need a calm moment or I just want to get away from people. Truly, I just go in my room and I like to play the guitar, dude.
I
So
got you.
now I'm curious, how was the American Idol experience for you?
Dude, it was crazy. It's just, growing up, I remember vividly just sitting in my parents' living room and, it's kind of like dark, quiet, nobody's in there really talking.
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
it's almost like that George Lopez show,
Yeah.
but it was always
Yeah.
American Idol for me. So it was kind of like switching back and forth. I would wake up from a nap, American Idol would be on.
Hmm.
I remember it like I just remember looking at them being like, I feel like that's kind of like a dream. Just I feel like
Yep.
it's not real. I feel like it's just oh cool American Idol. But
Hmm.
being able to be on it and walking into that room for the first time and just stepping on that platform and just singing in front of people that you've always looked up to for your entirety of your life and being able to play football outside of that and still being able to have that opportunity was crazy.
So did you immediately meet with the judges, or was there somebody before that you had to meet
So
with?
there was a week long. Well, before the live auditions even happened,
Yep.
we had
Hmm.
about 3 months of virtual auditions.
Wow.
And those virtual auditions, it was round after round after round after round after round after round.
Dang.
Wow.
I thought it was like hey, you want to come to the live auditions? Not any of that. And so I finally got through all of them. I didn't even really, I wouldn't say care, but I'd never had that outlook of, hey, I actually want to do this. I'm just
Yeah.
doing it
Mhm.
for. And so once we got through all the virtual auditions and everything, it was a great time. But when we actually finally landed in New York, we had an entire week of wearing the same exact outfit every single day, filming, recording, doing
Mhm.
headshots, stuff like that. And then the very last day is when we auditioned.
Okay.
Cool.
That's cool.
It's
That's
awesome.
really cool.
Uh, so me and Keaton are big like on our faith, and that's kind of how we kind of started this podcast. So how do you kind of incorporate that? Perfect. I saw it when you got on, and I was like, all right. All right. So how do you incorporate that like in your life journey and then also in football? Like how do you kind of incorporate it?
Yeah, so I guess I'll start with growing up. Growing up, I was always I was brought up in a Southern Baptist church,
Yep.
and we were always there every Sunday. And growing up, getting into my teenage years, some family stuff going on. It just
Yep.
truly I kind of fell out of it, and I didn't really understand having faith in God and having grace in God and stuff like that. And finally, when I got to that point where I feel like every guy or every person really just has that moment in the teenager years where they're like, "Holy cow, I'm like actually living a real life." And so
Yeah.
since I had that moment, I really knew right then and there, I was like, I got to get something together. I got to get something straight. And the first thing I'm doing is getting my life right with God. And so, it's my biggest, I wouldn't say lesson, but the biggest thing I tell people is that, when you're at a really rough time, especially Christian people, you turn to God.
Yep.
And it's like a
Yeah.
great thing. And what I've learned to do, and I've struggled with it myself, is when you're in those great moments where you're like, I'm living the best life, I'm so happy, is more time to thank God for. Because
Yep.
you can really
Amen.
thank God when you need Him. And I think learning that balance of this guy brought me here for a reason. I'm doing things for a reason. I'm doing it in His name. So why would I not glorify Him in every way possible, every time and every chance I get?
That is so true. It is very hard, especially like when you're like on the mountaintop, to
Exactly.
remember, oh, hey,
Yeah.
this is not all, I didn't do this all on my own. So
Yeah,
it is very good to remember, like, oh, there's somebody else that you got to give credit to on that.
absolutely.
Yeah, I like your viewpoint on that a
Amen.
lot.
Amen with that.
Amen, bro.
All right, Keaton, where are you gonna go with the
All right,
next question?
so what was the best performance in game that you have had?
Ooh, I'd probably say, can I go back to high school?
Yeah.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah,
Okay.
go.
I'd say it was my, ooh, that's kind of tough. I'd say that, do you want my favorite game or my best athletic performance game?
Oh, how about both?
Oh,
Yeah, let's
okay.
do both. Let's do both.
My favorite game ever was my senior year last. It was my senior game, and it was the last game of my senior year before we called it quits. And it was we played Evans in Georgia. They had great talent on their team, and that was probably my favorite game, is because I played pretty much every position in high school, like anything
Hmm.
you can think of, I played it, which I absolutely love. And my because it's my favorite game is because I told my coach before that game, I was like, hey, look, if we don't win this game, we're not going to playoffs and we're done. I was like,
Hmm.
Gotcha.
I want you to put me anywhere and everywhere you can. And so that game, I got moved around everywhere, and I got put at Wildcat for, I think it was the second drive of the game. Nobody scored yet, and I got put in at Wildcat at our own 40. And I remember
Oh,
just
wow.
getting the ball and having a little QB trap, and took it up for like 60 yards, and I was so. So I think just having that feeling of, everybody being there for your senior night and the last game, and just seeing how packed your crowd can get,
Yeah.
and being that first person that scores on that same night, and just that feeling of walking into the end zone and turning around, seeing everybody you grew up with and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
how time just flew by for that. It's probably why it's my favorite game. But I'd say my best athletic performance game was probably against Lakeside Evans, and
Okay.
I again, it was one of those games where I was like, Coach, I'm feeling myself tonight. I need you to put me anywhere and everywhere, and I want the ball. And so my head coach Lauren Purvis at South Effingham High School, great guy. I mean, amazing Christian. Like, he will be invited to everything. My wedding one day, everything. Great. But after I told him that game, I was like, dude, I got a feeling. I don't know why. And so any time that I got the ball, I just drove 10 times harder. We always call it, do two times more. So instead of doing it, just one time and getting it over with, do it even better. So that game, I really had that mentality, and every time I touched the ball, it was, I want to score, and I want to score now. I think I put up, I think it was 300 yards that game.
Whoa, dude.
Dang.
They weren't too
No,
too
no, 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 no. Don't say that. Just say I put up 300 yards and just leave it at that. Oh my goodness, man.
Yeah, it was a crazy game.
Dang. Dang. Okay.
Dang, 300 yards. All right.
For high school?
So,
Man.
all right, let's see. So, playing in college now, like what do you have for yourself for like the next 5 years? So like the next 4 years playing, and then like maybe a fifth year playing. Like, how does that
Would
look for you?
I be able to go back on the last question? I
Yeah,
also
go ahead.
I also played
Yeah.
quarterback that game, and so I was like adding the passing yards on top of that. And so
Gotcha.
it wasn't all just, yeah. I don't want to
Dang,
make it
dude.
I
sound
got you.
like I was a Greek god, but
But I was.
Oh, we could have just added that in there, kept it like that, but
Yeah.
that's fine. Uh, so, what do you feel like your future is like the next 5 years? Is it football? Is it music? Like right now, what do you think it's gonna look like?
I think as of right now, my perspective on it is, truly what we were talking about a little bit a while ago is just letting it in God's hand. Truly, I think I'm going back to football because I had to step away for a little bit last year,
Mm.
season for American Idol, and so I go back Monday and we start workouts again in school again, and so I'm gonna go talk to my head coach. We have a meeting planned, me and him, and we're just gonna sit there and talk. So I guess have the same conversation, and
Yep.
whatever he feels is exactly how I'm gonna feel because he's been doing this a
Okay.
long time. He was the head coach at
Yep.
USC. He was, he's always been just in this game. His dad was a great coach at Florida. And I think whatever he has in store is exactly what I'm just gonna follow. So if he needs me there, I will be there every step of the way, working my butt off. And if he's like, "Hey, dude, I think you just need to go chase this dream of yours," then I'm gonna go do that. You know what I mean? I'm gonna always have music because it's always gonna be that side hobby that
Yep.
I always love. But I think if I have 4 years to play the game I love, that's all I have for the rest of my life. I'm gonna bust my butt to do that.
Okay.
Gotcha.
You are very mature for your age, by the way. You said you're 18. You do
Yeah.
not act like an 18-year-old one bit, man.
I
So
agree with you on that.
I'm just curious for the people that don't know, how far did you make it on American Idol? Just out of curiosity.
Ooh. So I did sign NDAs, and I'm not allowed to speak about
Ooh,
or anything.
Okay.
congrats, man.
Yeah.
But it was a good experience, and the first episode comes out March 9th, and so I'll be on that.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
Dude, that's awesome. I didn't even
Yeah.
think about the
Congrats on
NDAs,
that.
but
Dude, it was the paperwork was crazy.
yeah, I didn't even think about all that.
Yeah.
He probably won the whole dang thing, let's be honest.
Uh,
I do have a question. So, your major is exploratory finance.
It is.
What is exploratory finance? I've never heard of exploratory finance.
So to be completely and 100% transparent with you, I genuinely have no idea.
Okay.
gotcha.
I'm taking the classes that our director has given to me to match
Okay.
our
Gotcha.
schedule, and so it's pretty much core classes right now. And so I've thought of it as it's an extra year of high school, and
Yeah.
so
Yep.
so I haven't really I'm probably more than 90% probably going to change my major, but I
Okay.
guess, I guess we're just exploring finances right now.
Yeah.
Hey.
Okay.
Hey, you're all good. You're still a freshman. You're good.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say, like, I've heard of finance before, but I've never heard of exploratory finance, so that kind of threw me off a little bit.
Yeah, no idea, dude.
Okay.
Oh.
It's okay. I changed 3 times. You got plenty of time, man.
Yeah, you have changed 3 times. That's
I
pretty
have. I was actually finance for a little bit. It didn't work for me.
Yeah, it doesn't work for a lot of people, so I might just go into music study and just stick there.
Yeah, hey, that'd be cool.
that'd be good.
Yeah,
I don't do math, so I'm not a
yeah,
math major to begin
I'm
with.
not having all the core classes. But hey, I was on the dean's list this year, surprisingly.
Oh, Nate.
Hey,
Okay. Man, so you had the 300-yard game, made the dean's list. We're on American Idol. What haven't you done, man?
Dude, I've done a lot. I'm just waiting.
Yeah, I can tell. Oh, about
so
18.
so you like making music and playing the guitar, but what's like your go-to music either before the game or just like in general?
Ooh, all right. So, this is gonna be like a little curveball.
Okay.
But if you give me some old like cranberries, well, I'm locked in.
Okay.
Okay.
Here's some old cranberries, and then like you got to think like right before, like I'd probably say 10 minutes before we run out, give me some like hardcore heavy metal. I'm locked in.
Hey, that's not bad. It's not
No.
my cup of tea, but hey, it works before the game.
It's the calm before the storm, as I like to say with my music.
There you
I
go.
got you. Uh,
So, what advice do you have for the kids still playing football and wanting to play in college?
Oh, dude, I wish I could go back in time and tell myself this is stop looking at other people. Stop comparing yourself.
Yeah.
Stop looking at
Hmm.
5 star plus, 6'8", 250 pound guys that are in
Yeah.
the same position class, and you're thinking, oh, I will never be as good as this guy. I will never do what he does. And if you put all that aside, stay on your track. I'll even give myself this advice from, whatever I do, music, whatever it is. I think if I stay on my path, kids out there, if you stay on your path and you do what you love and you put your all, and I don't mean like, oh, I'm gonna go work out, this day of the week, and then I'm gonna
Yep.
post pictures on Instagram about it so people know I'm working out. Just
Gotcha.
keep your nose down and you're grinding every single day of the week and you
Yep.
fall in love with what you're doing. It's not just a hobby and you fall in love and you make it your job. Everything that you want will come out of it. If you give it
Yep.
your all, there is no room for error.
Yep. I totally agree with that.
This is not an 18-year-old at all. This
Uh,
guy's way too mature.
yeah. I mean, I mean, I have one more question. I don't know about you, Keaton. I mean,
I had one more, and there's a very real chance it's the same one.
it's probably the same one. But what's your favorite Bible verse?
Yep, it was the
We
same
always
one.
ask. Yeah, it's the same
Can I,
one. All
can I
right. We
tell you
always ask.
my Bible verse?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Let me show you this. I don't know if we'll get censored or anything like
Nah, we won't get censored.
Nah.
that. So it is Ephesians 2:8 through 9, and it's for it is by grace that I will be saved through faith. And so I got it tattooed the day I turned 18, and I fell in love with that verse. I think it means everything to me. I think every time that I'm in a bad mood or I'm sad or I'm worrying, I'm anxious, whatever it is, whatever hardship or even good shit, I guess you could
Yeah.
say.
Hmm.
I always look back at that and you're like, it is literally by grace that I'm saved through faith.
Yep.
So every time I think about that, instant reassurance, and that's why I love that Bible verse so much.
Yeah.
Man, that's good.
Yeah, that's a good one. I'm gonna have to add that one.
Yeah, that's really
I
good.
always say that every podcast, but I mean, I
We keep
usually
finding
stick
really
with
good verses.
we keep find, we keep finding really good ones. But that's really all we have for you. Is there anything like you want to ask us before we end it?
Oh yeah, let me. So you guys play ball, right?
Oh, I
Uh,
wish.
I played a little bit in high school. I played baseball since 5 years old, and
No.
then yeah, I played since five, and then I think my last year was 16, 16, 17, and then just straight into college after that.
Yeah, I get it. Did you ever think that or want to, take it further and did you love it that much?
No, I definitely loved it. That's why I'm working in sports now.
Yeah,
Like I'm a sports management major. I want to work in baseball. But for me, there's a lot of other things in life that were more important than baseball at the time.
absolutely. Yeah.
But yeah, I thought about it. I thought about it when I turned 15, 16. But I didn't really consider it. But I do kick myself for it. I should have tried. But
Yeah, I mean,
honestly,
I think that God put you in this spot for a reason. I think that you're here inspiring people, and I think some kid out there is going to watch
yeah,
this one day and want to do what you do, and I
yeah.
think God does it on purpose.
No, I totally agree. Like I don't regret and I don't want to go back because I really thank God of where I'm at right now. It's
Absolutely.
just I do regret that one moment, but that's pretty much it.
Well, that's awesome, dude. So where
What
you
about
guys?
you, Keaton?
I
Oh
played
yeah,
like upward soccer and flag football and basketball when I was younger, but I
That's
never took it to a serious level by any means.
yeah, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah, it was fun. And then I became coach for those kind of leagues and a ref for those leagues. So it was just a bunch of
Dude,
fun.
I've always wanted to ref. I feel like it's so fun.
It's a lot of fun because,
You
like,
you throw a nasty yellow card, like be honest.
it's according to the player. It's like some players deserve it. It's
Yeah.
like throw the flag as far as you possibly can.
Yeah. Dude, I feel like if I was I feel like if I was a soccer ref, I'd throw like a mean yellow.
Yeah, then you got, yeah, there you go. You
That's
got
awesome, dude.
it.
So your other question was where we're from?
Yeah.
You want to go first, Keaton?
Yeah. So I'm
All right.
from Kennesaw, Georgia.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
Yeah. So way down south.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's where I'm from. And then we've moved to Marietta, Georgia recently.
Dude, that's awesome. Yeah, I got a bunch of friends over there in Kennesaw. That's crazy.
Yeah. It's really
Yeah.
fun.
All right. Where am I from? I've been a lot of places. Uh, Mainly, I grew up in Dallas and then Ackworth, but we just moved to Dallas this last summer. So
That's so cool.
Georgia, not Texas.
yeah,
Yeah.
Georgia. No, never lived anywhere outside Georgia,
Yeah.
but
That's
yeah, out here in Dallas, Georgia, loving it out here. So
that's awesome, dude. Well, the next, if you ever want to, we can do another one, and I'll make sure we can line up a time so y'all can meet my dad too, because y'all get him going about football, he won't shut up. So it's probably
Yeah.
hey,
Hey,
we'll
I was gonna
definitely
say
do
we'd
that
love to
one.
have you back on.
yes, sir. That'd be
Yeah,
great.
If
totally.
you know anybody else
Yeah,
that want to join, we'd love to have them on too.
Awesome. Yeah,
yep,
I'll definitely text a bunch of my teammates as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
perfect.
have the Instagram that they're more than willing to follow
perfect,
if
brother.
they want.
Yeah, I got.
Yeah,
I'll probably,
agree with that.
as soon as I get done with this, I'll probably send a text out to the tight ends group chat. We got all inside receivers and tight ends, and probably about
Oh,
30.
let's go.
I think they'll
Yeah,
be.
that'd be good.
Yeah, perfect. But we'll end it right there. Is there anything else you got for us?
I think that's it. I just want to tell you thank you.
Uh,
It means a lot for y'all having me on. I think it was a blessing getting to meet you both, and I'm very, very thankful.
Hey, thank you for
oh,
joining. It was awesome
yeah.
meeting with you and
Thank
awesome
you for
talking with you.
joining.
It's a
And
pleasure.
Yeah.
there's absolutely
So,
no way you're 18. Just no way. I don't believe it.
Still got to.
but
I'm still. What is it? 5 months until I turn 19. Yeah.
No. Your
uh,
birth certificate's wrong, man.
uh,
It's
but
All
awesome.
right.
yeah. Um. Yeah. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say to you if you want to pray us out.
Yeah, I can do that.
Let's
All
do
right.
it.
All right, dear God, thank you for this day. Thank you for this night. Thank you for letting us come on here and talk with Aubrey tonight and all of his football knowledge. Keep him safe as he keeps playing football. And let him play music as long as he wants to, and keep that journey in your hands. And just bless over this night. Amen.
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 So, thank you again. We'll get you on again soon.
Yeah.
Let's.
Have fun at GSU. We'll definitely keep everyone updated on how that goes.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all so much.
Yeah.
Y'all,
You're
if
welcome.
you want to come watch the game, I'll make sure to get you guys some tickets.
Hey, there you go.
Done. Done. We'll definitely
So
get
y'all,
that going.
y'all stay in touch. I appreciate it so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.